Alright, hello guys. This video I think is a pretty important video. We're going to be talking about, recovery, deloading as well. And the reason I think this is an important topic is just because it's something that I'm having to deal with now, properly deloading from a pretty extreme amount of training. I've been let me wait for this alarm to go off. But I've been super passionate about my training as of late. I've been just pushing myself further, going up, leveling up. So it's been super fun. But at some point you do need to restrict yourself, not just as in on deload weeks per se, but just within your training as well, right? The reason I have so much passion for my training is because there are limits to it, right? If you just train, even because some people, this wasn't me myself, but some people, they just train and they keep training. And it's cool because they're enjoying it at first, they're making progress, but then the progress starts to slow down, the body starts to get tired, and then it starts to feel like something that's not so fun anymore. You start to burn out the thing that you're doing because you have to do it so much. You don't have limitation on how much you can do, right? Even if that's a big limit or a small limit, limits really make it feel like it's something special. You can only do it for a certain amount of time. I've got a video up on this as well, which is super helpful. But what did I want to talk about this video is how you can actually set yourself, or how to actually discipline yourself to properly recover, properly rest. Won't go into eating or anything like that, and then just how you should be doing deloads, or how I'm processing or doing a deload right now. So recovery and rest. It's all well and good programming out recovery and rest, and that's something that you should do, right? You should say, okay, I'm resting this day, training this day, resting this day, training this day, and then you go through that, right? But it's really important, especially if you're just first putting in a program, that this is very flexible, that you can change this is malleable, because you can rest this day, or you can go on this day, and then maybe you've gone a little bit too hard, right? So you need to kind of figure out the range at which you can go, that you can still recover for the periods that you want to train. So if you want to train every single day, you need to kind of measure out how much you can do each day in order to recover. But if you want to train, let's say, for example, once every 2 days, right? You can go harder on each session. You just need 2 days more recovery, and if that doesn't feel like it's enough, what you need to do is either take down the intensity of this first day session or whatever for the next time, or you just need to give yourself another day if you're fine with that type of training, right? That's important. But what we can also do, just to make sure, before we even just think about how much time we need to rest, we want to make sure that we're optimally recovering, right? So that's where food comes in, just making sure you're eating enough proteins, you're getting enough nutrients, and then also rest, right? Because it's all we want to recover as fast as we can, and people miss out these parts, food and rest, right? They think, oh, I'll just train. That's literally the fuel. The food is the fuel, as well as water and everything, but the food is the fuel, and the rest is when you recover. So it's you can skip those, but you're just not going to make any progress. So little bit pointless, right? So that's recovery, right? How you discipline yourself for this, again, it's the 5 minute, or starting with a short amount of time, restricting yourself to how much you can actually do, right? You can only do X amount, right? You've got to cut that off, right? You've got to stop when it's time to stop, right? You can do a little bit of extra training sets, as long as it's just not volume work at the end of your session, if you want to have a little bit of a fun session, but no more working sets, right? After you've done all your working sets, no more working sets, right? Restrict yourself. You'll find that it gets addicting, right? So you actually have to hold yourself back, but you have so much passion, or so much more passion within your training. Now, last thing I just want to kind of cover in this video is the deload weeks, right? Because this is something that's I've done a couple deloads before, but I've never really gotten into my training so strongly that I've really needed a proper deload week. After this 3 months, this has been the first time, other than working with coaches or people that were coaching me, this has been the first time that I've needed to kind of rest. I've been tapped out, no gas in the tank, and it's I want to make sure that I'm properly recovered going back in. right? So you may feel after like 2 days or so, I'm fine to go again. It's still important because it's very, very, and this is coming from a veteran or someone that's been doing calisthenics for about 5 years. It's very, very hard to tell when you're fatigued, but you know when it kicks in because you're not making those same progress or you're not making getting those same results. You're feeling drained or you're just feeling like a drag. It's like you're being pulled down, right? Physically. Again, that's the feeling that I'm experiencing on like before going into this deload week. You don't feel so much in terms of like deep pain or tendon pain or anything like that. Like it's very hard. You can tell when your muscles are fatigued. Very difficult to tell when the tendons are fatigued. I need more experience seeing or feeling my tendons. But for now, what I've got is just 8 weeks. After every 8 weeks, I'm going to be taking a manual deload week. Right? That's a good way of setting it up, especially when starting out, because you can't feel like when you're actually tired. You can't tell, right? It's very difficult to, at least anyway, right? So manual deload weeks are super, super good. And then on the deload week, make sure you don't completely deload, right? It's not like, oh, I'm out of the session, because you still want to go in, you still want to keep your results, you still want to kind of keep the activation. Otherwise, the week you come back in, you're going to be super disappointed. So do sets but not working sets, and that means just going into let's say, for example, if I'm working on planche, I'm just going to go into my planche, hold it for a few seconds, and then come out, right? Nice and clean. I might do 2 sets like that, but nothing to completely tire myself out. Nothing where like I'm doing pretty much half the time that I would normally do, right? You can do even less if you would like to. Wow, so many sirens actually, but you can do even less. I'm going to try and cancel the noise out if I can. You can do, third time saying, you can do less if you want, but as long as it's not too much, right? Because you want to let your body recover. You want to just make sure that it's a full kind of recovery, but not just, oh, I'm not going to do anything. Right, so that's pretty much it for this video anyway, what I wanted to cover in terms of deload, in terms of recovery as well. And again, thank you guys for watching all the way through. I am very new to YouTube and just like putting out videos and stuff like this of this kind of nature where it's just like one take and go. So bear with me if the video is a little bit of a mess, right? Do bear with me. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing or kind of liking the video. And if you have any feedback on what you want in like future videos, I'd love to see your comments based on what you want to hear, based on what you want to see a video on next. So anyway, yeah, peace out, guys.